Well, hello everyone. How are you? I want to welcome you to the Allen Show. As you all know by now, I am Epiphany, and our show tonight is going to be amazing. South Central community for as long as I've known her, so I wanted her to call in and kind of let us know a little more about what's going on in the community. We're also going to get her in here for an official interview before we go on. I want to encourage anyone out there that's watching to call into the Epiphany Hotline. As you can see, the phone number is right here before you, and you can call 747-777-6225. Also, super excited about tomorrow night. We are going to have the legend herself, Ruth Atkins Robinson. That's Ruth, A-D-K-I-N-S, Ruth Atkins Robinson. Look her up. She will be in studio with us here tomorrow with Alan. Of course, I'm Epiphany, another aspect of Alan. And I will not be the one interviewing her, but I wanted to let everyone know that our friend Ruth is going to be in studio tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and you won't want to miss her. She has, she was the music editor for the Hollywood Reporter for 10 years back in the 70s, or I think it was the 80s. And then, oh, wait a minute. I think we've got a phone call coming in.
Call from
Robinson.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Hello.
Hello. Am I too early, too late? It's 7:04. I think.
You are not too early or too late. You're always right on time. Everyone say hello to Butina. And Butina, go ahead and turn off your audio on your, I know you're trying to watch yourself, but turn off the audio on your computer so we won't have feedback problems.
Okay, my audio is off.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sweetheart?
I am doing really, really well.
It's so good to you.
It's always good to talk to you, and I want to dive right in because for as long as I've known you, you've always been such an advocate for two things. One is you've been an advocate for young people, and you've been an advocate for, I will say that I've watched you with so many young people, and the work that you've done with them, just loving on them and supporting them has really been transformative. And then also for the South Central community in general, you have been such an advocate for this whole area. So I wonder if you could give us a little bit of background about yourself. I know that you also worked with Coretta Scott King and many other civil rights luminaries, and so I'm wondering if you can just give us a little background on you yourself and on some of the work that you've done over the years.
Well, when you say working with the civil rights movement, having come up in West Virginia, which is supposed to be a northern state, was divided from Virginia in 1863, but still they had many of the southern roots and beliefs. So I started out as a young girl, age 9 or 10, with the youth NAACP, where I first met Mrs. Parks, and I have traveled throughout the years with her abroad and throughout the United States. And that's
Rosa Parks.
Martin Luther King when I went to Huntsville, Alabama. At 15, the school I attended, Oakwood, now University, did not participate per se in the civil rights movement, but I did, so I continued there. And throughout my adult life, I have fought for the underdogs, if you want to put it like that. I've always wanted to work for the persons that had no one, or be the voice for the persons that did not have a voice. So when I moved to California, I continued. And of course, my last job and what I retired from was in foster care, taking care of other people's children, for which I had been taken care of. Being abandoned as a child. And I was taken into a home, which is not as formal as they are today. We didn't have a DCFS or a social service. It was just whoever was in the neighborhood that saw a kid took them in the house, and you were raised with the family. And many times took that family's last name, for which I did. And even today, I'm advocating for our children, particularly those in South Central Los Angeles that are in foster care, and many of them are homeless because they're out of foster care and they have nowhere to go, and they have been ill trained or not trained at all for anything that would be substantial to their growth as an adult and a productive citizen in our community. Aside from that, I also work with Mothers for Prisoners, and because I've been a mother of a young black man that has spent most of his life incarcerated, so that's another area. So with that and the homeless programs that I work with throughout, they're right down the street from you on Western, 70th Western. I don't think you're too far from there.
No, not at all. No.
We do a homeless program there. I work with a lady named Eva and a couple of others, Tanya and a few other women, and we get together and we have a shower on Monday, and twice a month we give away food and clothing. And anytime anybody knocks on the door, we're available to help.
That's amazing. So your record precedes you on all the different things that you participated in the civil rights movement through the decades, but also what you're doing now. I want to talk about something that you kind of mentioned when you were, because I don't know that I knew that you were abandoned when you were young and that you were raised in the foster system. That is something that is really new for me to hear. And do you feel that your work that you do, you work tirelessly to help young people and those that don't have as much as we have? Do you feel that what happened to you when you were so young is the reason that you do the work that you do today?
I most definitely do feel that way. The family that took me in, James and Bertie Wright, upon her near to her deathbed, you know how they say, well, they don't need this because of high blood pressure. You don't need this because of sugar diabetes. Well, I thought I would ask her, what do you want to eat? Or what would make you feel better? I'll get, whatever it is, I'm willing to do. I was thinking of cooking a delicious meal. And she said, I said, because I can never, ever repay you for what you've done for me. And she says, yes, you can. So I said, well, what is it you want? What do you want me to do? She says, I want you to do for someone else what you think I have done for you. And that has stuck in my mind because her motto was, I don't know if you remember the song, I can't sing. If I can help somebody. Along the
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, she used to hum that song, and she would always say, if I can help somebody,
yes,
my living ain't in vain. And so I took that as a little motto for myself. Help someone in this life, then my living's not been in vain. And so to show my appreciation for her, tried to do and can never do as much as she's done for me.
I don't know. I think you've given her a little.
That's part of my reasoning and my commitment that I made to her on her deathbed was to help somebody. I was raised that community, each one reach one.
Yes.
And of course, back in that day, we passed clothes now.
Yes.
You'd see a dress 100 times before it was ever. I don't even think they ever threw anything away.
Yeah, it's interesting because we were going to be screening a video this week on the problem with the plastic in the oceans. Alan was going to be putting a movie up about that, but there's so much waste in the world now. I want to talk about what you think is happening right now, and because you're working with young people in South Central right now, what are the areas where young people really need help? Where are the areas that other people may not know what is going on? The hidden areas where people can help that they may not know that they can help.
I would really like for Dr. Jefferson to be on this call because she's doing a magnificent job in South Central.
I would love it.
I don't know if it's possible to hook her in.
Yes, I will bring her on now. You want to give me her, hold on for one moment. Let's just see if we can bring her on to this call. Everyone, before we bring her on, I'm going to let Butina give us a little bit of information on the woman that we're bringing onto the line right now. She is a CEO and someone who's doing a lot of work in the South Central area.
Yes, Dr. Jefferson was raised in Watts and has always given back in that community throughout South Central. I think it's 5-6 that she's mainly worked in for the last, I'd say, 30 years. And she's been in with group homes and also with foster care, which they're much of the same, but one is more intense than the other.
Okay, well, let's get into that. I'm going to now bring her. Let's see. Let's hide this. I'm going to bring her on. What is her phone?
Okay.
What is her phone number?
You want me to put her on now?
Yeah, you want it? Can you bring her on?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I guess I should have known better than to ask for what someone's phone number is. I'm not from this planet right now, so we give our contact information quite freely, but of course people would not want their phone numbers to be given out.
Yeah, that's why I said I would bring her up. Okay, this is Dr. Cecilia Jefferson, and Dr. Jefferson, he's on live.
Yes.
But at any rate, Alan, this is the lady that's talking about that has worked in South Central some 30 plus years and also was raised, as I told you, in Watts, knows the community, knows the children. The question that was asked to me, the things that are needed, and I was going to answer with saying the main thing that we need now are homes for our children, particularly our teenagers. But Dr. Jefferson, would you like to speak to that in more depth?
Okay.
Well, before you speak, Dr. Jefferson, I want to welcome you to the Epiphany Hotline. Thank you so much. This is beaming directly from South Central. We're right near, right in the heart of South Central, and I just wanted to just say how appreciative I am that you came on the line, because we're really trying to let as many people know about where help can be given. So thank you.
Well, thank you for letting me be a part.
Yes.
But what I would say about what we need mostly, I think Dr. Robinson quickly said it, is that we need homes for our teenagers, especially our young men. We lack homes for them. We have a few for males and females. So what we would need is foster parents that would be interested in stepping up to the plate with our kids in mentoring them and housing them and ensuring that they get an education and grow in every area of life so they can become productive adults. And we need some parents that really can commit to a kid until they become an adult. Because we have a lot of parents give up on our kids, but we need some more parents that are more dedicated to following through with them on their journey.
What percentage of, okay, so obviously we're talking about group homes. First of all, can you tell me the difference between a group home and a foster home? Because I don't think a lot of people know the difference between those two things.
You're absolutely right. Group homes is congregate living where you have at least 6 residents in group homes, and they're for ages 13 to 21. And you can have up to 20, whatever you get license for. You can have that number in the house, but the house has to accommodate no more than 2 kids in a room. And it's normally a 6-bed facility. And for example, we have a group home for boys. And there's 6 boys that live together. They may go to different schools, but they live together as a family almost. And receiving help in terms of the mental health is now being given to them. It's not just housing them and sending them on their merry way. We have some extensive programs for the group home for them to become the adults they need to become. And a foster home is through a foster family agency. The group home is through an agency, and ours is an agency, of course. And a foster home is where we train parents to become resource parents for the county, whatever county they're in, and we certify them we have to go into their homes and make sure everything's in place that's needed when they get a kid. They also have to do a home eval in terms of safety. Mm-hmm. Safety is real important in both the group homes and the foster home. Mm-hmm. What's different in a foster home, there's parents, one or two, and they provide services and like making sure the resident or baby, because foster homes are from ages 0 to 21. And
okay.
Most parents are able to select what age group they want to work with. And what is needed in foster homes is the home for the children that are over 13 and up.
And if I could, I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
If I could interrupt here and say something. This is 2021. 2021 is Black History theme for 2021. It's the Black family. Mm-hmm. Representation, identity, and so when there's a definite need for homes for these children. We're not only just talking about a family with a father and a mother. We're talking about impact of parenting, marriage, gender, norm, no sexuality involved, no people that are even that are incarcerated now are able to take children in. It does not matter whether you're from the gay population or if you're bisexual or whatever. Families are made up, and they're so diverse now. Mm-hmm. We have diverse families. It's not the traditional families as we have always known. And so the Black family, because we do have, we have two men that have adopted children. They take children in their home, and they become very, very good parents.
Yes.
So it's not race-based. You can have a Black child in a Caucasian home, although I'm telling you, I like to see our kids in our home only because they can get the culture
yes.
a lot of times of this
yes.
when they're not placed in it. But even at that, love has no color, love has no sex.
That's right.
Love has any of that. Love
right.
has strictly what God has given us.
Yes.
The ability to take care and love one another as He loves us. So when a person says, well, I can't do it because I'm single. Oh, yes, you can. Well, I can't do it because I'm Black. Oh, yes, you can. I can't do it because I'm an interracial person. Oh, yes, you can. Well, I can't do it because I'm gay. Oh, yes, you can. So our families, like I said, are so diverse. And so when we are saying that we're looking for a family comes in a lot of different packages today.
Yes,
and that's what
yes.
I really want your audience to understand.
You know, this
Absolutely.
is like, because I think that there's a lot of people that are watching, and who's just come onto the stream and subscribe. Thank you so much, LJ. We truly appreciate you here at the show, and I'll make sure to let Alan know everyone, you are on the Epiphany Hotline, 747-777-6225. Give me a call if you have a problem. If you have a solution, give me a call. This is about community. This is about coming together. This is about unconditional love. And so we're here with Butina Robinson and Dr. I am so sorry. Doctor, please state your name again here.
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Dr. Jefferson, yes, and we should remember that name because there's a famous boulevard here in South Central, Jefferson Boulevard, and that shouldn't be too hard to forget. All right, so now we know that there's a need for children, there's a need for homes for children, and this is group homes and foster homes for children that are 13 and older, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so 13 and older, we're looking for, they can be gay, they can be straight, they can be transgender, they can be any race, they can, as long as they are how old?
13 to 21.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, no, the foster parents have to be 18 years old and up.
So at
wait a minute. I think what we're doing, you're talking about the kids that we take in.
No. I'm saying.
No, he wanted to know the age you can be a foster parent. I thought.
Oh.
I'm trying to let the viewing audience know. I want them to know by the time we're off the phone here today what they can do and see, because what I'm learning right now is that there's a lot. I mean, this is needed, and there's a lot less stipulation than I thought on who can even apply to be a foster parent or have a group home. It
Yeah,
seems.
they have to be 18 years old to be a resource parent.
Okay. All right. And is there anything that you can tell the audience about the process? What should they expect when they go to, first of all, where do they go to apply? Is there a website? Is there a building? How does this all work?
There's a website that they can also call if they're interested in becoming a resource parent. And Tina, do you mind if I give your number for that? It's 2508.
I don't have a problem with that.
Because they can call Tina's line is 310-629-2508. They also can go on our website, www.fredjefferson.org.
So just so everyone knows,
apply there.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to let the audience know and quantify what we're talking about here right now. We're very blessed to have Tina Robinson and Dr. Jefferson on the phone. Both of them work in the area of group homes and foster care. And what they're talking about is a problem that we have here in the South Central area, but I don't think it's probably just in South Central. I think it's a problem that we're having maybe statewide, maybe nationally, where there are teenagers who are homeless that don't have homes. They don't have that nuclear family. They don't have that support system. What we've just learned is that the opportunity for you to get involved and to take one of these children into your homes, and I'm sure there are plenty of rules, regulations. You probably have to go through training. You probably have to go through a lot of things to bring these kids into your home. But if that's something that you have in your heart, that you want to help some of these children and give them a safe home and help to nurture their lives, then Tina and Dr. Jefferson here are giving you a phone number that you can call to get more information about how to do just that. So I'm going to turn it back over. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Dr. Jefferson. I just had people in the chat here asking about what exactly what the phone number was for. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I would like to give another number that would
I wanted to make sure they had the first number is 629-2508, and then is that the office number you want to give, Dr. Jefferson?
No, I want to give Lydia's number.
Okay, go ahead.
And I would like to use the first number as a backup. The first number I want to be used for one is 310-951-6370.
Wait, 931. What?
Because we're working from home.
Give that number, Dr. Jefferson. Give that number one more time because one of the numbers got cut off for some reason. So the first number that you would want people to call: 310 951
6373.
6373.
And her name is Lydia.
And her name is Lydia. Okay, great. So then when you call Lydia, she will then answer any questions, or is there anything that people would need before they call Lydia to prepare?
Well, you know, the process, if I could pick up on this, the process may seem like a lot, but it's no more than personal information of the person that's interested, and then there is a training, and Lydia will be able to explain that to them. Because of COVID, our office is not open like it was before, so a lot of things are done on the computer. But if whatever it is that parent needs, we are available to make sure that it happens. So if they would call that number, then we'll make sure that we meet with them, either a virtual meeting or they'll be in the office. But we will take care of it. We will not turn anyone away. That's how desperate our children are. As they say, the community's on fire. Our community's on fire. Our children, we're losing our kids by the dozens. And so we do need responsible persons to take our children and help them to get to the next level.
It's a really, really, I see these kids around South Central. I see them out on the streets. I see them on the railroad tracks. I see them, and it hurts my heart so badly to see young people out there with nowhere to go. And it's all over the city, but I definitely see it quite a bit here in South Central. I want to speak on one other thing before I let you guys go, because I know you're both very busy, and I again cannot thank you enough for coming on and for letting my audience know what is needed here in this beautiful, beautiful community that we call South Central. So many people, every time I hear about group homes, I think part of why people may shy away a little bit is because there's a lot of bad press out there, on group homes, on foster homes. When you see them portrayed in television, a lot of times you're looking at the more tragic cases. But I want to talk about the good news. I think there are probably, first of all, I believe that any child is going to be better off unless they go into an abusive situation. They're going to be better off in a home. But then the next thing is, what are some of the success stories, and is there, are there problems in the foster? I mean, obviously there are problems everywhere, but what are some of the things that you would want to say about this system that people may not know that are good?
Well, you do hear horrible stories, and you never hear the good stories.
Right.
So I'll start with myself. I was in the street, and someone took me in, and I don't think I turned out too bad. Had not it been for that family, no telling where I would be. And I often give a testimony when I go back to Oakwood University and thank them for the opportunity of being on that campus and meeting people and building my family. Because family is very important. So you do hear horrible stories, but Dr. Jefferson has had young people that are in law. They're not in law as far as locked up, but they've gone to school for attorneys, they're social workers. Dr. Jefferson, you might want to speak on that.
Now. There's one girl that came through us. She's a judge at children's court now.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
You didn't hear about that on TV,
Right.
And had she gotten
Right.
anything. And that's the thing I'm talking about. Without a good foster home, no telling where that girl would have been. And I believe, and as I talked to you when I first called you, and I said an essential worker should have been recognized, and it should have been foster parents. Because through the whole COVID-19, the pandemic, they worked.
Yes.
They continue to take in children.
Yes.
They continue to put themselves at high risk to make sure that the children had a safe place.
Yes. It's so important, ladies and gentlemen, our children, our future. What can we do to help? Now, I want to ask, and I appreciate you talking about, because foster homes and group homes do get a really bad rap out there, but I have a feeling that they're doing a lot more good than bad when you start to think about the alternative, which is being out on the street.
Exactly.
And, not taking anything away from any young person that may have received abuse when they were in a foster home, but let's not talk about that. I believe that there are kids that their lives are markedly better because of what we're talking about here. Are there other things are there other programs in the city of Los Angeles, in South Central, that are maybe outside of the foster care, outside of the group home sphere, that are helping young people that you might want to mention? I don't know if you know of any other programs, but I thought I would give you the opportunity if you knew of something, because there might be some people that are listening that aren't in a position to be able to take in a child or a young adult, but they might be able to help in some other way.
Dr. Jefferson, you have the program for the girls on Saturday?
Yeah. The program, they do volunteer work. We meet with the girls twice a month on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And they volunteer. They make little things for the nursing home people.
Mm-hmm.
People that live in nursing home, they do a lot of volunteer work with nursing homes, and some of the hospitals allow. A lot of stuff is stopped because of COVID. And
But this is an organization that comes into her agency and works with the young people.
Okay. So it's for girls.
What? I can't.
I've forgotten the name. I can't think either.
Well,
But we do have organizations that do come in. And also we had a program, which because of COVID we're not doing at this time, but we have a program called Pen or Pencil.
Pen or
And
Pencil.
PEN stands for, in fact, I'm going to ask you about that. or can you think, Pen? What do you think now?
Okay, we lost you there for a second, Tina. Can you say that again?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I said that we do have people that come in and volunteer and work with our young girls. I hope they understand. And then we have a program which is not functioning right now because of COVID-19, but it's called Pen or Pencil. I asked you, do you know what Pen or Pencil stands for?
Well, no, I mean, I know what a pen or pencil is, but there must be something new here.
I didn't think so. We ask, when the children come into the program, the young adults, we ask them, if you know what pen or pencil stands for, then you get a little gift. Pen stands for penitentiary. Pencil stands for education. And it's through the National Alliance for Faith and Justice, which the headquarters is in Washington, D.C. And that is a mentoring program. So we ask the kids, do you want the penitentiary or do you want education? We're going to help you along the road. So, yeah, that is an organization that has done a lot of work in the city with a lot of the young people here. So there are organizations that come in. I do believe the Deltas have helped there at the agency also with the young ladies. But we need more organizations. We need the Kappas. We need anybody that can do anything. We, at one time, had one of the fraternities had a program where they taught young men how to tie their ties, and they got suits and ties and shirts, and they had a little luncheon, and everybody got to learn to tie a tie. That may not seem like much to you, but to a young person that's never done that, that was a big deal for them.
And just the
So
personal
anybody
contact.
that has music,
Yeah.
it would be nice to have music for the young people because a lot of them like music. And so it'd be nice if we had someone to donate time and teach music lessons. So there's always something somebody can do.
All right, so the thing is that this is a theme that throughout my life I always tell all of my friends: don't factor yourself out of the equation. Don't factor yourself out of the equation. Everybody can do something, and here tonight,
Everybody.
Exactly.
I don't know if you have any parting words for us, Dr. Jefferson. I would definitely love to have both of you here in the studio and interview you properly, because I think this is such an important issue here in South Central and really across the world. Homelessness is a terrible scourge, especially when it's young people who have so much before them. Any parting words for us before you guys go ahead and get off the phone? Because I promised Tina that I would get you guys off here by 7:30, and we're already 3 minutes past that. So.
Well, I basically just wanted to, I appreciate you giving us this time. And, of course, whenever you want us to come into the studio, we'll be there. And just to your listeners, we appreciate any kind of help you can give the agency to our kids, because our kids are very needy. And if you have anything, small or large, that you think that would benefit our children, please give us a call.
Okay, and the name of the organization and the website. I think that's important for people to hear. And then if I could ask LaQueque if he could listen and put the website up on the chat, that would be awesome. But go ahead and give us that information: the name of your organization or the name of the organization and the web address.
Okay, it's Fred Jefferson Memorial Home for Boys.
Fred Jefferson Memorial Home for Boys.
Yes.
And the website is?
www.fredjefferson.org.
www.fredjefferson.org. And I believe that I want to give a very special thank you. We've got that up in the chat now. I want to welcome Hyped Honey onto the chat. We're here with Butina Robinson and with Dr. Jefferson, two very, very important beings here in the South Central area that are advocating for our youth and who are trying to make sure that our youth have a roof over their head, which is one of the most important things to have. As we all know, we need a roof over our head. And so we want to invite you to please click on that link, the fredjefferson.org, and you're going to want to learn more. Even if you can't do it yourself, ladies and gentlemen, even if you can't take a child in, We're talking about young people 13 years old on up to 21 years old. If you can't take them in yourself, also, if you want to go back and listen to the show, you'll learn a lot about how many people are eligible to take children in. You are going to go on that website, learn all about it, and tell your friends. There's so many young people out there, young people of color, young people of all colors that need a home. So please click on that link and look at that organization. And if you can't do it yourself, get involved and pass it forward, maybe pass that link on to some of your friends so that we can get some of these young people off the streets. Anything else you have to say? Butina, a few words about what it was like for you to work with Coretta Scott King for the last part of your of her life.
Well, it was very informative, I'll say that. And at times when I was in the South, as you know, parents are down there. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
During that time, and it was very intense. As kids, I can't say that it was fun because you never knew what was going to happen next with the mob and the way the whites felt about blacks. But it was a great experience, both with and with Mrs. Parks, with Dr. King and Abernathy and the rest that were there, Rivers, all of them. It was really an experience for young people. And then, back in the day, as you all would say today, the seniors took the youngsters under their wings, and that's how we learned, because we modeled after them, and that's what our children need today.
Yes. And I don't think we can end on a higher note. That is what our children need today. You know, I'm kind of watching the 60s happen again. I'm watching there be major issues, and I'm watching doors open for people of color to move forward, for people that are marginalized to move forward. I do think that we're seeing some changes governmentally. We're seeing some changes on the city level, on the state level. We want to continue to support our young people because that is our future. I cannot stress it enough. And so thank you so much, Butina. And you're a part of the Cobbler family here at the Allen Show, so you will be on again. And Dr. Jefferson, it was such a pleasure to meet you, and I hope that we can have you in studio very soon.
My thank you.
All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Good night. Wow, it's so amazing to talk to people that have dedicated their lives to helping others. And starting with the civil rights movement, I didn't get into it too much with Dr. Jefferson, but I know for a fact that Butina has worked alongside. I mean, I want you to know that Rosa Parks, Butina worked right alongside Rosa Parks, right alongside Coretta Scott King, Martin Luther King, Sir Abernathy. I mean, all of these amazing beings that we only read about. Butina was there during the civil rights movement, but continued, and again was working with Coretta Scott King towards the end of her life. So it's very, very exciting to talk to these people because they know the history and they know the issues that are happening right now. So to recap that call, we all want to definitely go and look in the chat and look at that link, because that's a link that can help you to help some young people ages 13 to 21 have a much better life. I got a call from my friend Sophia while we were on with Butina and Dr. Jefferson, so I'm going to call my friend Sophia back and see what she's talking about. I don't know if she's going to want to talk to us, but we'll see. Hold on. Just give her a call right now. Let's see here. These iPhones are so out of date from where I come from. I have to, my goodness. Okay. Oh my God, okay, so before you say another word, you are not alone. You are actually on my TV show, on my stream show, so I hope you don't mind. You can hang up in my face if you'd like.
Oh, hey.
And this is not Alan, this is Epiphany.
Epiphany. Wait, what?
The Epiphany hotline is what you're on right now. It is my alternate ego as a 5,000-year-old goddess from another star system. So I'm here on my stream, and you know what? I called you earlier because I wanted to see whether you might want to chat a little bit and say hello, everyone. This is Sophia Wang, one of the more talented beings on the planet, who who is doing really incredible things out there with her music. So I don't know if you even want to talk to me about this, but what's going on?
Hey, yeah, I actually have a single coming out on the 30th, so
Ooh, really? Tell me about
yeah, after 2 years in the dark. Yeah, it's kind of like alt R&B with like experimental hip hop, like inspo. So yeah.
Is there a music video? Because you're so gorgeous.
Oh, thanks. I have 4 videos, but I don't. They're like live performance videos, but I'm not sure when I'm dropping those just yet, though.
So what's going on? Because Sophia, I've watched you, and I'm in the music biz too. I can sing and I can dance, and I did have a brief career in burlesque, but we won't go into that. And but first of all, oh, by the way, love the haircut, love it,
Thank you.
love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I want to talk about LGBTQ because there's so many people that watch the show and that are here with me that you're an artist, you're out there. I've noticed that you're very open with everything. Tell me about what that was like for you and kind of what it's like now and what you're seeing. And I guess everyone's gay now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shift is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like so crazy. But yeah, I'm doing background work, so I meet like all kinds of people, and I met like gays, a lot of gays from every like age group, and then I was just like thinking how like much it would suck to be gay in the 90s or before the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, when I was growing up, it was not the easiest either. I went to like a pretty Christian like public school. Like, it wasn't Christian, like it wasn't a Christian school, but there were a lot of like Christian people, and they were very conservative. So I was kind of like, whispers, I'm gay.
But wait, let me ask you something. Were you always accepted in your home, or was there a little issue with anything with your parents or anyone like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I came out after I shot that really gay music video in my backyard.
Wait, wait a minute, hold on. Did your parents know that was what the video was going to be? Was you with all those?
Not really.
Yep.
They didn't know anything.
Oh my God, they must have been shocked.
Yeah, they were like, "Why are you dressed like this? What's happening?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Did they didn't suspect at all? They never had any suspicion at all about anything?
Yeah, I did go through like phases where I did dress more masculine as like a 4-year-old and stuff. Like, I wasn't interested in wearing boys' clothes, but I don't know. Yeah, they just assumed I was straight, which is not the case.
And so how would you and by the way, thank you so much. I just threw a Hail Mary and thought I'd call you back, and I wouldn't have called you at all had you not called me, but it was perfect timing. Thank you for opening up and talking. And I also would love, before you get off, I want everyone to know where they can find you, because you are really a cool artist. And I remember having you come at my launch and perform, and you had that huge bow on, and it was amazing. I was like, oh my God, she came just like ready. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome.
That was super fun. That was my first show, so thanks for having me.
Oh, of course. I mean, and I can't wait to see what else you're doing, because of course, those of us that are in other star systems can easily access your very antiquated satellites, and we can see what we can monitor and see what's going on. But of course, my beautiful ship that I park on the outer perimeter just above the Van Allen belt to just kind of look down and see what's going on. It's quite fabulous. I'll have to have you up.
Yes.
Anyway, so all right. So tell me what the what it was like when you were making the decision whether, because I mean, obviously you could pass for the straightest girl in the world. I mean, you didn't have to make that statement if you didn't want to. What was it like right before you put the video out, you dropped the video, when you knew everybody, all your friends, everyone had ever known you, obviously now your parents, everyone is going to know this thing that makes you a little bit different from others?
Yeah, I feel like my memory's bad and it's been a few years, but I was very excited, and at that time I was very like, I accepted myself, like I came to terms with it, and I went to a more liberal boarding school, like I graduated from there, and I was really like,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
How many
real
years did
big
you go to
in-
boarding school?
Yeah, so I was like
But
super, like,
how many years
staying out
did
there.
you go for your whole high school year, all 4 years, or did you just go for a couple? I went to boarding school. That's the reason I'm asking.
Oh yeah, I went for 2 years. I loved boarding
Yeah,
school.
I know it was
But,
great,
you know,
right? It was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, so I felt comfortable there.
especially
So
when
I
you're
had no
gay.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gay as hell.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I forget like these people outside of boarding school might not know or whatever. So it was like,
So you dropped this single, this amazing music video with you with all these gorgeous girls around the pool, and you in this some fuzzy modern room. I don't know. I remember snatches of with like an old-fashioned TV or whatever. I remember little things about the music video. What was it like? Did you get any negativity, or was it like a wave of love came towards you because you were willing to bring your authentic self to the screen and to the music?
yeah, I mean, I haven't got too much negativity. There's like 3 comments that I remember that were kind of funny now that I think about it. But it was a lot of love, and I got a lot of like really heartwarming messages from other like gay Asians and just like LGBTQ members, and I was like so like it just like really got me, you know. And I was doing an interview recently by this other like older lesbian woman, and she was like, yeah, like seeing this saves lives. And I just remember when I was in the closet and super like scared, I like Googled something like everyone's gay or something, and then I found like these 2 lesbians who talked and answered questions, and that really like helped me accept myself. Like, so it's just, I'm glad to be doing the same thing.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting that I can remember back when I was coming to grips with my sexuality, and I had so many questions, and there was nobody there for me. And I always think to myself, you know, of course I'm quite a bit older than you, but
Yeah.
you know, but I always think to myself, oh, I've got hyped honey here. She's saying I knew I was bi-pan so early. You start knowing this stuff very early on when you're still even pre puberty. You start
Yeah.
knowing this stuff about yourself, and it can be really scary. And what if there's any advice or any because you are a public figure now, and you've made this statement, you're out there, you're openly gay. You're Asian, which is amazing because you don't see a lot of representation there for gay Asians in the general public. I don't, at least. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't see a lot. And
Yeah.
generally, you're seeing white people when it comes to the gay thing. It's the white people that are out there doing it. Even black people, people of color. I think that we're so busy just trying to get kind of at an even playing field that a lot of the little things that aren't so little for those of us that are going through it, like sexual orientation, things that may happen to you because you're a girl or because, you know, whatever, or you're fat or whatever, you know what I'm saying, overweight. What can you say to young people now? And are there any resources that, obviously this organization that you were able to reach out to, I don't even know if you remember who that was, but when you're young, and if you don't have parents that are supportive, or if you don't really feel comfortable talking to your parents, it's so crucial that there's someone there that you can talk to. So do you have any suggestions, and specifically for Asian gay young people?
Yeah, I mean, like, there's now I'm like, I hate on the internet, but I'm glad, like, times like this where we do live in the internet age where you can find communities and videos to, and just like ask any question, like, oh, like any questions you have about the LGBTQ experience or the Asian experience, and there's like readily available people that you don't know to answer questions or talk about it. So for me, like, even though I have problems with the internet sometimes, but like that's like really key, like YouTube videos, just like finding people that are part of the community that you can just, you know, relate
Right.
to and
Right.
talk to, because and now people are their own creators, and on YouTube, like, even though there's not, like, maybe not as much mainstream representation of Asians and gay Asians, and, you know, like all those nuance, like, not, you know, there's, it's still predominantly like white or
Right.
whatever,
Right.
but there's, since YouTube or like the internet is all self creators, like self-made creators.
So
Like,
then you may
yeah, you
go
can
and look at a
speak.
video that's geared towards the gay Asian audience, and then there might be a link where you can go deeper and find more, and then go down that rabbit hole, and you start finding more. You start to find your community. You can do that on YouTube.
Yeah, you can do that on YouTube.
Mhm.
There's like, there's maybe a gay, yeah, like
Mhm.
Hitomi. There's one called Hitomi. Like, this girl, she makes YouTube videos and she talks about her experience with her sexuality. And there's also like Chella Man. He's like
So wait, the
trans
first one is called
Asian.
Tell Me.
Hmm?
The first one that you were describing, if you go on YouTube and put Tell Me in your search engine, is that what it's called?
Oh, Hitomi.
Oh, Hitomi.
Yeah,
And how do you
that's
spell
like
that?
a YouTuber I like. She's awesome. Huh?
How do you spell her name so that the audience can know?
It's Hitomi.
Hatomi. Okay, she's a good
Yeah.
one. Okay, great. And then there was another one you were just getting ready to describe.
He's a trans man. He's also Asian. He's Chella Man. So Chella, and then Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even if you just Google like um queer Asian artists or like something, there'll be like lists. Like, I've been a part of a bunch of like Twitter threads or like just like lists of people who are in that community. So those are really helpful too.
Major resources. So just so that people know, because I think that as with I was very surprised being black when Obama was elected. I thought, oh, we've arrived. We have overcome. You know what I'm saying? I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa. And then Trump came along and all where we are now. And so where are young people? Because you're young, you're beautiful, where are gay people that are your age group now? Is it just fine? Is it where are where does it hurt? I mean, are there any areas that things need to get a lot better, or are you pretty much just on? If you just want to get some help, it's everywhere, no problem, whatever. Or do you still think there are some areas where young people are hurting? Are there some areas where you're hurting? Like where you hurt, where you see there could be something better for young gay, not just Asians, but young gay people of all races.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of places where we're still hurting.
So let's talk about that. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I was just on a date, not, yeah, 2 days ago. But she was describing like in Austria, which is, yeah, a different country, but how like repressed the gay community is, and then how most people are just starting to come out now, and we're like 23 years. So it's it's all over the place. Depends on your community. I'm lucky to live in Los Angeles now, and it's so open. But like, um, there's places in the states like the Midwest or Orange County or
Yeah.
you
And
know,
you
there's
and
so
wait,
many
you
colleges
live in
where
Orange County, right? You live in Orange County. Is that correct?
yeah, I lived there before.
You're not in Orange County anymore.
No,
Okay.
I'm in LA
Okay.
now.
Okay.
So.
All right. So
But
yeah, Orange County. Woo.
yeah, Orange County, but there's like some maybe one pocket of liberal Orange County, but there's like different pockets everywhere.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
and you don't know. Um, you know, I feel like most people still are kind of like homophobic. But I
Really?
think
Do
we're
you honestly you do? Interesting.
I do.
Hmm.
I've done like for a school project, but this was years ago. But still, I was surprised. Like I was interviewing people for statistics. Like I was like, oh, what are your opinions on gay marriage? And it was in Irvine,
Well.
but like it was
I
pretty.
mean, we can just stop right there. I mean, we don't really
Yeah.
need to go any further. You said the word.
Yeah.
You invoked the words
I don't know.
Irvine.
Irvine is pretty half and half, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like. But a lot of California is mm, kind of like urban and not like LA,
Right,
like
right.
you know where it's more rural, more suburbia. There's people with like very Catholic households who are not like accepting of the gay community.
I mean, I've got a lot of hope for humanity. I've got a lot of hope for us finally to embrace each other's differences instead of always focusing on what's different between us, being able to focus on what brings us together, what we all share. But are things getting better or worse? I mean, I need to have some hope. Please tell me that things are getting
Yeah.
better for gay young people. Please, please. I need to
I
hear
think
this.
they are definitely going into the positive direction because I mean, there's still it's not be like oh it's over now, but like yeah, it's like it's not like oh euphoria is
Right.
a thing. So
Yeah.
homophobia doesn't exist. It still exists, but
It's not Ding Dong the Witch is Dead yet.
yeah, we're definitely moving like way better. There's like I was on background work again, and then I was talking to my bisexual friend, and she was like, "Yeah, like, can you imagine going to high school now? Like, I bet it's like cool to be gay,
Right.
or in LA at least, and then you would be like, you would be with the jocks."
Right.
So I was like, so true. Damn, I could date in high school or something.
Right.
Like, I would be dating, and so
Yeah, I
many
remember
people would
the-
be out.
I remember the first few young people that were showing up at proms with, the same sex. I remember seeing those images in newspapers and things like that. This is going back, and I think the 90s was when you started to see that.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's really, really very recent. God, Sophia, I want to have you in here to do some music, and I want to know. Please tell us everything on social media that you're doing. Tell us a little more about what you're getting ready to put out, and give us any information. Perhaps we can get it into the chat. Your links. What do we need to know? Where do we need to go?
Okay. Yeah. My Instagram is Sophia Wong. So it's SOFYA
So that's SOFYA,
_ WANG.
and it's Wong, not Wang.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm always conflicted about the way to pronounce it, but in Chinese it's Wang.
It's Wong. Okay. All right. Cool. And your video, you want to? It's going to be out on YouTube. What's the name of the song? What's it all about?
Yeah. Well, my next release is called "It Ain't Love, But I Love It," and it'll be on Spotify. So if you just search my name on Spotify, you can like follow me, and then you'll be notified of the release at the end of the month. But I'll always also be posting, and yeah, the videos will be out on YouTube as well.
Sophia, I am a fan of yours, not just because you're a fellow musician, but because you are a wonderful being and you're so courageous. You've been out there, being an advocate for LGBTQ youth. And I want to thank you for calling in, and I will talk to you very soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for
Oh.
including me on this. It's really fun.
Of course, and go to Twitch go to Twitch.
Huh?
This show is on Twitch right now. We're streaming live, so go take a look at the show.
Yes,
it's
definitely.
you've seen the little, you know how to get there, right?
Yeah, it's on your Insta link, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Sophia, have a wonderful night, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks so much. I'll talk soon.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, it's so exciting to talk to different people who are out there advocating for others. It was such a fluke that Sophia called in, but it was perfect. It was a perfect ending to a show that has really been focused on youth. Youth, those that are young, those that are figuring things out for the very first time, those that might be a little frightened because they've not done it before. They need those of us who are a little bit older. And guess what? Even if you aren't, young people need other young people, and young people need older people. We need to have a bridge between the generations so that younger people can get the benefits of those who have been through it before, those that have knocked their head up against the wall and have learned what not to do, and to teach what to do. So from all of us here at The Allen Show, I want to say peace, love, and pie. My heart is so full right now because I feel like we've been able to disseminate a lot of important information that will allow you to help some young people, especially young people here in the South Central area. From all of us here at The Allen Show, I'm Epiphany. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Now I'm going to ask LaQuaque, what's going on? Is there going to be a raid tonight? And Hyped Honey. While I'm waiting on LaQuaque, I want to talk to all of those. LJ looks young. Hyped Honey, thank you so much for being a part of our chat today, and for all of you who are lurking out there in the internets, I want to say hello and thank you for joining. And we will see you very, very, very soon. Good night.